All right, 2 minutes. Okay, here we go. Parsing strings using a hash. Hashes are an important security requirement for applications today. A hash creates a unique numeric equivalent of a string you feed it. Theoretically, you can't duplicate the number that the hash creates by using another string. A hash isn't reversible. It isn't the same as encryption and decryption. Common use for hashes is to send passwords from a client to a server. The client converts the user's password into a numeric hash and sends that number to the server. The server verifies the number, not the password. Even if people are listening in, they have no way to ascertain the password from the number. Therefore, they can't steal the password for use with the target application. The latest version of CodeBlocks provides excellent support for hashes. However, in order to use it, you must enable support for C++11 extensions. Using the technique found in the Configuring the IDE section of Book 4, Chapter 6. After you enable the required support, you can create the hash strings example shown here to demonstrate the use of hashes. Hashtag include IO stream. Hashtag include unordered underscore map. Using namespace standard int main hash const char star my hash. See out the hash of hello world is inline. See out my hash hello world inline. See out while the hash of goodbye crew world is inline. See out my hash goodbye crew world inline. Return 0. Thank you, Ryan or Dina. But also, okay, but also, it's very nice to have your help. Hi, Rip. I'm sure. Well, Rylan, UYT, and hello, Wilson. The example begins by creating a hash function object, myHash. Use this function object to convert input text to a hash value. The function object works just like any other function, so you might provide the input text as myHash hello world. Hashes always output precisely the same value given a particular input. Consequently, you should see the following output from this example. Hi, Marianne. The hash of hello world is 4644931, while the hash of goodbye crew world is 4644988. Hi, Nicole. How are you doing? Oh, thank you. Happy Thursday to you also. Remember, hashes have uses other than security requirements. For example, you can create a container that relies on a hash to make locating a particular value easier. In this case, you use key value pair in a hash map. STL uses an easier, the STL uses an actual hash underscore map template. Yes, 4 eyes, you're right. Seriously though, it bumps me out if you don't want to mind. What did I do wrong? I keep thinking I did something wrong. I'm typically doing something wrong, so it's not a bad bet. Hash underscore map. Then the brackets. Oh, not the bracket. The greater than listen symbol. It's just, I don't understand. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you. My boyfriend helped me pick them out. However, the standard library replaces hash underscore map with slightly tinted. Yeah, they I have the transition lenses, and also I have the blue blockers. I mainly use these for, I have an astigmatism, but that doesn't necessarily like mess me up too much. But maybe it does irritate my eyes. I just wasn't realizing. But for sure, what does is my eyes are super sensitive to light, and especially with one of the things that I learned with grad school for computer science is I have computer vision syndrome because I spent way too much time looking at screens. I'm not saying that the screens caused computer vision syndrome, or it could just be that I've always had it. It just, I didn't used to spend as much time looking at screens, so it just wasn't something I was as aware of. Either way, these are very helpful. So, unordered underscore map, which means you're right. I am on that. How'd that happen? Here, I'm going to start back here. The example begins by creating a hash function object, myHash. You use this function object to convert input to a hash value. The function object works just like any other function, so you might provide the input text as given a particular input. Consequently, you should see the following output. No, I'm almost done. You're so silly. I'm almost done. Yay. From this example, the hash of hello world is 4644931, while the hash of goodbye crew world is 4644988. Remember, hashes have uses other than security requirements. For example, you can create a container that relies on a hash to make locating a particular value easier. In this case, you use a key value pair in a hash map. The STL uses an actual hash map template. However, the standard library replaces hash map with unordered map, which means you must enable C++ extension support for this example. Except for the template name, you can actually use the two templates interchangeably, but use the hash map template. By using the hash map template, will display a warning message in newer versions of CodeBlocks. Okay, you're Billy and I'm silly. That's true. Forgot, my apologies. So, hash map looks like that, and unordered map looks like that. The hash map example shown next illustrates how to create a hash map. Hashtag include IOStream. Hashtag include unordered map. Hashtag include string.h. Using industry standard struct egstr bool operator const char star s1 const char star s2 const return strcmp s1 comma s2 equals 0. Int main unordered map const char star int hash const char star eq str colors blue equals 1, colors green equals 2, colors teal equals 3, colors brick equals 4, colors purple equals 5, colors brown equals 6, colors light gray equals 7, see out brown, colors brown inline, see out brick, colors brick inline. This key isn't in the hash map, so it returns a value of 0. See out red, colors red equals inline. An unordered hash map requires 4 inputs. Key type, data type, hashing function, equality key. Okay, at this rate, I think after we get done with this stream, which is coming up in just under 8 minutes. Oh, okay, it's 2025. I don't see colors right underneath this. Good one. But yeah, yeah, I think I'm gonna eat and then go to sleep. I don't think I'm gonna have to worry about Kingdom Hearts because I'm like kind of like, ooh, that last stream was like, okay, 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 okay. I'm kind of just ready for eating time and sleeping time. So, but again, we still have some time for this. But I'm just saying, I'm not gonna worry about Kingdom Hearts time. An unordered hash map requires 4 inputs: key type, data type, hashing function, equality key. The first 3 inputs are straightforward. In this case, the code uses a string as a key type, an integer value as a data type, and hash const char star as the hashing function. You already know how the hashing function works from the previous example in this section. No, I didn't petty laugh. Or a pity laugh. Which one? I just had a Seinfeld moment. You remember that one Seinfeld episode where the lady just kept saying, that's funny, and then Jerry, that was the issue that she had with her, is that she never seemed to laugh. She just said, that's funny. That was pretty much what I had. In my head, I was thinking, that's funny. But then I didn't know what to say, so I didn't say anything. So sorry if it came out the wrong way. Maria North said hi. That's true. I don't really care what the question is. I'm trying to do C++ for dummies time. People be too silly. The equality key class is a little more complex. You must provide the hash map with a means of determining equality. In this case, the code compares the input string with the string stored as the key. The EQSTR structure performs the task of comparing the input string to the key. The structure must return a Boolean value. So the code compares the strcmp function to 0. When the two are equal, meaning the strings are equal, eqstr returns true. Okay. No, I mean, yeah, what? I mean, I'm going to read for a little bit longer, a little less than 5 minutes. Then I'm going to get some food. I'm going to get some sleep because I got work tomorrow still. Tomorrow's called Friday and I got to work. And I would like to sleep in, but I'm trying to do something before work that requires me not being able to sleep in. Standard library versus STL headers. You'll find a wealth of STL examples on the internet because STL was around for a long time before the standard library appeared. In fact, some developers continue to refer to STL simply because they're familiar with it. Here's a little secret. The STL headers use a .h extension. The standard library headers don't have an extension. For example, the now familiar IOStream header used in every previous example in the book is actually the standard library form. The STL form is IOStream.h. Here's another secret. The standard library headers often call on the STL headers, so you've also been using STL throughout the book. It's amazing to see how these things work out. No, sir, I can't do it. You're silly. Well, Billy, you're Billy. Either way, no. I have to make sure that I'm doing amazing days at my job. I don't like trouble. No, I don't. Obtaining information. Remember, the example goes on to check for 3 colors, only 2 of which appear in the hash map colors. In the first 2 cases, you see the expected value. In the third case, you see 0, which indicates that colors doesn't contain the desired key. Always reserve 0 as an error indicator when using a hash map, because the hash map will always return a value even if it doesn't contain the desired key. The output from this example is... Why'd you change my name to Dilly and I came from Philly? Sure, okay. And my best friend is Willie. Okay, got the rhymes. That's fun. I do enjoy some good rhymes right there. Brown equals 6, brick equals 4, red equals 0. I am about the same education, so rhyming is definitely a fun time. Obtaining information using a random access iterator. Most containers, hold on, I have less than a minute. Yeah, that's a good place. I'll start there next time. Wow, we get so close. Okay, we're at page 694 toward the end. And just a reminder, this last book, and the last chapter of this book is first real fun. 694. So 100 pages. Last 100 pages. Hold on, it's even before that because I think that's part of the appendix. So if we're doing the full thing, then we're talking about 100 pages. I like appendixes. That's a fun time. Either way. Yeah, that is 100 pages. Oh, yo! Okay. Last 100 pages of this book. The 3rd edition of C All-In-One For Dummies by John Paul Mueller and Jeff Cogswell. Yo, that's fire. Okay. I'm so psyched. Oh, it's not. I forgot. with all this stuff that was going on. Here, I got Nightbot right in front of me. Let me tweak that. It is not even time. We tried that. It kind of worked, but then it burned out like bad times at the end. All I could figure is I want it that way. But then again, maybe me dropping that information in the description kind of gave the game away. I don't know. Either way, oh gee, that was something. All right, 5 minutes to close out the chat. Then that's gonna be it for streaming for me today. I want to just eat something. Hopefully that doesn't take too long to prepare and get some sleep. I'm super. Okay, 5 minutes and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'm looking at the chat. This is your opportunity to put every like in the chat before I close out the stream time. Yeah. Wow, that was so crazy. We got through it. I think the majority of the last song was there. But like wow. Like if I sneezed, they were gonna pause the stream. It's like, okay. At least the first time that happened, like it made sense because as soon as I stopped playing the song, everything was rosy again. But this time, no. Huh? What do you mean not really? Did it not go through that last song? Because it seemed like it mostly went through until the end, but maybe what you're seeing your end wasn't matching up with what I was able to see on my end. Uh, didn't hear see anything like at all. Oh. No. I'm aware of the Backstreet Boys. I think that's what messed all the stuff up. So the entire time it just flashed because I saw my computer, the yellow would go away, and it seemed like there were some opportunities. I guess I had to go back in the replay if I feel like it and get a proper understanding. Because from what I was seeing on my end, it didn't seem like there were definitely parts where it would just flash, because the error message would be up, but eventually the error message would go. Yeah, either way, that might be it for music and live streams if that keeps up being a thing. Aside from NCS. One thing to look forward to is YouTube does have some kind of like music thing, but you have to be, I think, monetized to be able to to have that feature. Right, because it's like a licensing sort of thing. So I guess that's something I'll look forward to if I can get, get things going with the copyright safe. Or I could just... Ryan Herdina says Fun fact, Texas Pete hot sauce is not made in Texas. Oh, alright. That is fun fact. So it's either try and do additional channel, or just try and convert this channel to being copyright safe. But again, that's like, I'd rather not, because I do not have money and I do not have the ability to store all of those videos. So it just makes more sense to just make that a separate thing and be able to use this as like the origin, and then that's the destination channel. Like, once, assuming that things work in real life as they are in my head with like how the API works, I should be able to use YouTube API with Becky828 to get the videos and put them somewhere, and then use a separate instance of what have you, separate program with the other information for the other channel to put them in. Alright, that's called time. Ryan says Texas should put tariffs on Texas Pete. Do you agree or disagree? Bernardina, I don't know. Everything's just depressing. It's like, we barely got back from stuff being all Looney Tunes with the economy the first time we had this person as president. And part of the issue during his first time as president was the tariffs that he did then. I don't know. Okay, thank you, Ryan. Sweet dreams to you also. I'll be back tomorrow. Okay, sure. Fun fact. But it is going to be a boyfriend date night. So I probably won't, like, I don't plan to be doing a stream until after I get done seeing my boyfriend. Well, okay, what's the fun fact? I mean, if you, okay, if you're saying Trump was the best U.S. president of April 2025, yeah, by default, because only the one. So, sure, I think that's why you put the lowest. Okay, sounds good. Okay, on that note, I'm gonna go get some food. I also have to respond to my boyfriend, who just texted, and I have to show him pictures because he asked how the golf went. So I'm gonna do that. So thank you, Renardina. Good night to you, and thank you for the sweet dreams. And again, please have some yourself. Also, additionally, that'd be good. And thank you, Nightbots. Good night. And good night, Cole. Thank you. And thank you, Wilson, and Rip _ Rylan YT. And Maria Noor. And thank you to anyone who I may have missed. And thank you to anyone who might check this out in the future. And Ryan Hardino said, oh, no, yeah, sorry. No, it's all good. Like, by definition, he was the best president of April 2025. You're so right. Okay, Ryan. Good night. Thank you. Really appreciate you being here, even if you don't feel like doing the money stuff. But I really do appreciate your help with the money. But I do appreciate you being here more. So if you need to take a break from modding, I get it. But seriously, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to give you a bad taste in your mouth about modding time. Ah, what do you mean what? Ah, I'm saying I like that you're modding. That's awesome. Yay. That's a great thing that I like and I hope you do more of. And I'm sorry if I got you. Oh, I saw the comment and I'm glad that you were able to block those. No, I don't like those comments. That was totally very much inappropriate. So I was just trying to ignore it. So I really appreciate you doing something about that. Because that's the thing. That's the bottom line. That's the problem. It doesn't matter what I do. It doesn't matter what education I get. It doesn't matter what career I pursue. There's that BS. So I'm very glad, very happy that you were able to do something with that. And I'm very happy when you're able to deal with all the crazy. So thank you. Thank you very much. That's so thank you from the bottom of my heart. How they do it like that. Yeah. Thank you for modding and just thank you for just being here. Alright, Nina, I will as soon as I get some food, but first I gotta text my boyfriend because it's been a bit and I don't want him to feel lonely. Okay. Good night, Ryan. I will. You get some sleep too. Whatever, however, whatever. Just make the most of it. That's the most important part. Bye bye.